following is a special presentation of the Simulation Football League.
And the handoff goes to Johnny English, who breaks out of it. Still going, Johnny English! And English will score! Touchdown, Renegades! He caught it between two defenders! OKC is taking the lead! Matsumoto back to throw. He's in trouble again! This is insanity from Jordan Gray! Look at Gunner! 20, 10, it's a runaway! Touchdown, Gunner! It's Icho! Oh, he made three people miss! Icho breaks a tackle! He's done it again! Touchdown! Hand off to Snowden up the middle, now tries to cut it right. Beautiful move by Snowden! He's in the open field! Midfield! 40, 30, 20! Richard Snowden to the half! Touchdown, Dragons! Back to pass. Looking for the football! And it is recovered by Orlando at the 17! Line formation, handoff to Overstreet around the right-hand side. Overstreet picks it up on, and there he goes! Overstreet! Touchdown! It's a beautiful night in Raleigh, North Carolina. Week 9 is upon us. Welcome to David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium. Tonight, a season-defining game for both the Cleveland Vipers and the Carolina Skyhawks. A battle of 2 and 6 teams in the Gray Conference that, believe it or not, are just one game out of the playoffs. Cleveland has won 2 in a row, thanks to some brilliant performances by Scott King, who is now second in the league in receiving yards per game. Carolina in a bit of a slump, but they've got Johnny English, the former Viper. They got Maurice Spurgeon and the rest of that vicious defense, including Avery King. Coin toss is next. So who wins the battle tonight, Vipers or Skyhawks? The winner goes to 3 and 6 and significantly improves their playoff chances. The loser is in deep trouble. Cleveland, kick it, we're underway. Maurice Spurgeon on the return from the 10-yard line, past the 30, spins off a tackle to the 33. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine, of course. As Week 9 gets underway in the Simulation Football League, could not be happier. The quarterback for Carolina is Jamison Monroe, and Monroe has struggled this season. He averages 175.4 yards per game. His quarterback rating is dead last in the league, 53.3. First down for Carolina. They'll hand it off to Johnny English, and he will break off the first tackle, then push forward for a 3-yard pickup. Carolina in the home white helmets, red jerseys, blue pants, white numbers with the white lightning bolts down the side and some blue accents. Cleveland in the black helmets, white jerseys, black pants, black numbers, and the gold and white trim down the side. Second down and 7 for Carolina. Out of the I formation for Monroe, 4 down linemen and 9 in the box for Cleveland. Head off on a counter to English, gets a block on the left side and a nice open field tackle, spearing Johnny English. That was Frankie Capone, a pickup of just 4 to bring up 3rd down and 3. If Capone doesn't make that tackle, it is 7-0 Carolina, more than likely. English, another 1,000-yard season in the books, 1,068 yards, 5 touchdowns on the season. That's a bit low in 8 games. 3rd down and short. Monroe's pass is caught by Sean Harrelson for a Carolina first down to the Cleveland 49. And that's a good start for Monroe. Slow and steady, as Carolina would love to cut down the turnovers tonight. Just 8 touchdowns for Monroe to 18 interceptions
9:46 and counting to go here in the first quarter of work. Right into Cleveland territory. 3-3 defensive look out of the Vipers. Trips off to the right side for Carolina. English in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. And English will break past Real. He's still on his feet and picks up 8 yards. White, I believe, eventually on the stop. And it'll bring up second down and short for Carolina. And Johnny English is looking sharp against his old team. 9:12 to go in the opening quarter. Split backs behind Monroe. And the handoff to English will get no gain. Capone again on the tackle. Bruno Capone, I actually misspoke and said Frankie Capone earlier. Bruno Capone is the free safety for Cleveland. And he's come up on a couple of big tackles against Johnny English so far in this game. He's not a huge mention of this defense, but he is second on the team in tackles, surprisingly, with 67. Third down and 2. And the handoff goes to English, and English is dropped in the backfield. So a drive that started so strongly for Carolina ends with a tackle for loss by Cleveland in the backfield by White, number 75. And Carolina will have to punt it away on their opening drive. So 3 minutes gone. The Skyhawks do manage to flip field position. And Cleveland's going to let this ball bounce all the way into the end zone with 8:01 to go in the first quarter. The Vipers will start with the ball on the 20. Their quarterback is Mario Savage, who's been improving as of late now that he's found Scott King down the field early and often. 21 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 89 in his rookie season. 215 of 315 passing, that's 68%, 2,592 yards, and averages 324 yards a game. And the handoff to Marcus Allen Bose, right side, picks up 5. Tackle on the outside made by Bobby Law. So ball's at the 25-yard line. Of course, Marcus Allen Bose, the man in the backfield, he has struggled in his rookie campaign. 586 yards, averaging 3.9 yards a carry, and that's not where you want to be in the SFL on the ground. 3 touchdowns and averaging 73.3 yards per game is Marcus Allen Bose. Second down and 5. Bose will take another handoff, and Bose has a first down all the way out to the 37. Back-to-back strong runs from Marcus Allen Bose. Fargo on the tackle. Nick Fargo, the defensive end, number 42. And that'll be a move of the chains and a first down for Cleveland. Other action around the SFL tonight: Houston and Orlando on SFL N3, Los Angeles, Santa Fe on SFL N2, and we apologize for the lack of audio on those channels tonight. We're having some experiencing some technical difficulties on those ends as Marcus Allen Bose takes a pickup of a couple, but there is a flag. And that's going to be on Carolina. We'll bring up a first down and 5 at the 42. That's Fargo getting jumpy on the line. Nick Fargo this season, 20 tackles, but has an important stat where it counts: 5 sacks in 8 games. Not too bad for the rookie to go along with 9 tackles for loss. First and 5 at the Cleveland 42, and we've yet to see Cleveland attack down the field. They've kept things slow and steady on the ground so far. Out of the eye, the handoff is to Bose, and Bose will cut back right, spin ahead, and push Avery King forward for a first down. Excellent gain in Marcus Allen Bose. A strong start here in the first quarter against the Carolina defense. First and 10 coming up at the 48-yard line. Carolina against the run is 7th in the league. They give up 102.1 yards per game, so not too bad, not the greatest in the league. Savage is out of the shotgun. 6:15 to go in the quarter. Savage will pass for the first time today. And he hits Scott King on the outside. The pass is caught for a 4-yard pickup. The Carolina 48-yard line. And that'll bring up second down in Carolina territory for Cleveland. Scott King has taken this league by storm. He's now averaging 152 yards a game. Second in the league, if you can believe that. Still trailing Jordan Jennings, who had a magnificent performance on Thursday. 1,216 yards and 12 touchdowns for Scott King. Hand off to Marcus Allen around the right side. Allen extends the play and picks up 3. Avery King again on the tackle. Third down and short coming up at the 45 and a fast-moving first quarter. .757 Hooper. Happy to have you back. Out of the eye. 8 in the box for Carolina on a third down and short. Savage gonna hand off to Bose on a counter. Bose took a big hit in the backfield, and that even knocked Avery King silly. A 1-yard loss, and on both of these opening drives for Cleveland and Carolina, we've seen third down and short runs come up for losses, and Maurice Spurgeon is back to return the punt, and both defenses are active early and often. Avery King getting it done as those Carolina linebackers putting some work in. And from the 12-yard line, Maurice Spurgeon will try to extend the play, runs backwards all the way back to the 9-yard line, and Cleveland's punt team does well to stop the Skyhawks, and Carolina will start deep in their own territory. Rest of the Skyhawk offense. Receivers on the outside, Sean Harrelson, number 11. Alex Zeli, number 84, 6'4", 207. Number 80, Blake Hamrack. The center is number 55, Heath McDaniel Jr. Number 87, tight end Clint Hendershot. And number 88 at tight end Shan Varner. Deep drop back from Monroe, and the pass is caught down the field by Zeli all the way to the 44. A pickup of 36 yards for a Skyhawk first down. Monroe takes a chance. He drops all the way back, about the deepest drop back you're going to ever see out of a Carolina offense, and just lets it rip to Alex Zeli for a first down. Carolina, what a pass from Monroe, right on point. Back to pass, and Monroe swings it out to English, and English loses a yard. English's first catch of the night will be a drop in the backfield. Johnny English on the season, not the best at receiving passes. 23 catches, but for just 71 yards and 1 receiving touchdown. .335 to go in the first. And Monroe will swing it out short. That's Alex Zeli into Cleveland territory. A pickup of 8. And Alex Zeli is really off to a strong start here in the first. Gotta like the way Jamison Monroe is passing the football around the horn tonight. Hit Harrelson once, Zeli a couple of times, has a pass complete to English as well, a 4-for-4 start. 3 receivers for Carolina, and Monroe will drop back to pass again, going deep again. The pass is caught again. Sean Harrelson down to the 16 of Cleveland. And Jamison Monroe looks good here in the first quarter. Nice job by Carolina. They really have done a good job of mixing things up in the first. Both of these teams playing a pretty good first quarter. Obviously, both mean business coming in. Trips off to the right side, and a 3-3 look out of the Cleveland defense. Back to pass. It's English on a swing past the 15, 10. English stiff arm and shoved out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Second down and 2 coming up for Carolina. the Cleveland defense, led by linebackers up front, Mateo Maximo, number 24, and number 19, Espen Real. Strong safety, number 22, David White. Free safety, number 21, Bruno Capone. The corners on the outside, number 36, Stevie T. Diggs, number 23, Michael Krishna. Second down and short with 2:13 to go. Hand off Johnny English. English outside the 5, and English is stood up at the 3, but not before he gets a first down. Bruno Capone already with 4 tackles on the game. First and goal at the 3, resets the chains. Actually gives the chain gang a bit of a break. Every time we've been to Carolina this season, we've had a low-scoring game. This is our 3rd trip to Carolina this season as part of the main SFL Network crew. 3 in the backfield for Monroe. Hand off to the fullback, and that's a touchdown! Jay Holder for Carolina scores, and the Skyhawks, with a balanced attack, punch it in on their 2nd series. Rockets are flying here in Raleigh. That is exactly when you want to run the fullback dive. And that time, Carolina got a little bit of everything out of their offense, and they take an early 6-0 lead. Last 2 times we've been here, Carolina's lost a couple of heartbreakers in the final minutes of regulation. A 13-10 loss to NYC and a 17-13 loss to Baltimore. Last week was a week to forget, as Carolina lost 48-6 on the road in Louisville, but they already have more points than they did last week, and they have a 7-0 advantage on Cleveland with 1:39 to go in the first quarter. Jay Holder this season, 33 carries for 104 yards, but that's his first rushing touchdown of his career. A shout out to DeMond Simeon's lovely wife, who is celebrating a birthday tonight. Darian Bowles on the return for Cleveland, his first of the night, up to the 29. Five carries for 25 yards on that opening series for Cleveland, who moved the ball well, but just didn't get any points on the board. And Scott King did have a catch on the opening drive, but Savage was pretty quiet. He's going to drop back to pass, quick throw to start this drive. That's caught, and Cleveland's going to go no-huddle offense. Tony Capone with that last reception. So Cleveland is trying to rev things up a bit after falling behind here late in the first quarter. Savage has 3 receivers off to the right side. Interesting formation. Toss out to Bose. He's going to lose big yards all the way back to the 30. 3rd down and 9. That play did not work. Trips off right again. Under a minute to go in the first. Savage will try to get the first down through the air. Deep ball down the field. Knocked away and incomplete. Bobby Law out in coverage. 4th down, and the no-huddle fails Cleveland. And Carolina's defense up to the task, as Law, deep down the field, knocks that one away. Scott King with just 1 catch in the first quarter on 1 target, and the Vipers will punt it away. Bobby Law this season 3rd on the team in tackles. Over the last 2 seasons, he's led his team in tackles when he was with the New York Knights, and then last year when he was with the Carolina Skyhawks, led both of those teams in tackles as Maurice Spurgeon returns up to the 35-yard line. 63 tackles, 11 for loss. Does not have an interception or a sack this year. Don't forget the SFL State of the League address is tomorrow, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. A 2-hour special event that you won't want to miss and you won't want to get here late for either. That's coming up tomorrow night. That pass is tipped and intercepted. One of the greatest interceptions I've ever seen. Stevie T. Diggs makes a tremendous play deflects the screen pass into the air and tipped it to himself, took a big hit and held on to the football. First down for the Vipers in Carolina territory. What a brilliant play from Stevie T. Diggs, who gets his 5th interception of the season. Tremendous. First down for the Vipers at the Carolina 32-yard line. Back to pass. Deep ball from Savage is picked off and going the other way. It's Blake Chance with the INT, and Savage gives it right back. Wow, unbelievable. They try to hit King deep down the field, and Carolina was all over it, and Blake Chance was prepared. Chance, an underwhelming rookie season. That is his 5th interception as well. 48 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. He actually does lead his team in interceptions, but hasn't been, well, of course, he doesn't get tested much as a gold corner. Johnny English takes the handoff and will pick up 2. 2nd and 8 coming at the 5-yard line, and not what Mario Savage intended, as Cleveland went for the kill shot and it backfires. Yeah, it appears that way, Landry Hat. We may be destined for some honey and hot tea tomorrow. 2nd and 8, English will take the carry on a trap. Johnny English has a first down, and English up to the 17-yard line ends the first quarter of play. End of 1 in Raleigh. Cleveland nothing, Carolina 7. This is the start of week 9 of the SFL Network on Twitch, and we're back to David A. Richardson Stadium in a moment. English on the handoff. Breaks off the initial tackle, picks up 2 as we welcome you back to action. Let's go. 10:43 to go in the first half. Carolina with a slight edge on the Vipers, but their offense has been key so far as Jameson Monroe's going empty backfield with 4 receivers. He has not thrown an incompletion in this first half, and that pass is caught by Johnny English. First down to the 38-yard line. They spread English out wide, and the Skyhawk offense is looking legit here in the first half. Shan Varner put some work in over this last week. Stevie T. Diggs on the tackle. But my, oh my, Carolina is really doing a good job here in this first half. Of course, the Cleveland defense struggled a bit last week in a double overtime 41-35 victory. Hand off to English up the middle. Will pick up 3. In fact, in Cleveland's last 5 games, they have held only one opponent under 30 points. That was DC. In comparison, over the first 3 weeks, they held all 3 of their opponents to under 30 points. And actually, I stand corrected. Monroe's interception was his only incompletion. It was sort of an afterthought since Mario Savage and the Cleveland offense gave it right back on the very next play. Johnny English around the right side. English breaks off a tackle. English, a vicious stiff arm. I couldn't even find the word, to the Cleveland 39-yard line. And Carolina's got a first down into Cleveland territory. What a start to this ball game by the entirety of Carolina's offense. That was Stevie T. Diggs that was shafted to the ground there. And the Skyhawks are off to a solid start here. Plenty of time left. 2 backs and 2 receivers for Carolina with 2 in the backfield, and Monroe will drop back to pass. Monroe down the field and overshot. Sean Harrelson had Harrelson open, but the pass was high and behind Sean, and he's lucky that was not intercepted. 2nd down and 10. An updated look at the league leaderboards. Where has our defense gone in this league? The number one scoring defense is now the Baltimore Crabs. They're giving up just 23.3 points per game, along with Orlando, who's also given up 23.3 points per game. But I remember when a few teams were under 20. As you look at English's updated numbers, English is very slow to get up, but he does get up without any help. Tallahassee is now back to third in scoring defense, 23.5 points per game, followed by Sioux Falls and OKC. 8:32 to go in the first half. Trips off to the right side for Monroe. Monroe will hand it off to John English's 12th carry, and a good job there by Mateo Maximo to stand him up. Cleveland's offense has been on the field hardly at all since their first possession. Their second possession was a quick 3 and out. Their third possession was a one-play interception, and Carolina has controlled the clock here in the first half. Carolina is actually up to 5th in total defense, giving up 370 yards per game. And that was actually a third down, and instead of kicking a 49-yard field goal, Carolina is going to elect to punt this football. I have to admit to you, I lost track of where the down and distance was. I could have sworn that Carolina had more downs and opportunities than that, but kudos to the Cleveland Viper defense as they will get the ball to start at the 16-yard line with 7:47 to go in the first half. This Viper offense, Marcus Allen Bose in the backfield, number 13. Savage is the quarterback, number 5. Tight end, number 87, Matthew Lee, and outside with Scott King is number 4, Tony Capone, and number 27, Darian Bowles, who we have yet to see have a catch. I formation handoff to Marcus Allen, and he picks up 5 up the middle to the 21-yard line. Second down and 5 to go. 2K Sports halftime report coming up with first half stats and analysis. Houston, Orlando, Los Angeles, Santa Fe going on around the league. 3 receivers, 2 off to the right. That's Bowles in the slot. Savage is changing the play at the line, back to pass. Savage will not look King's direction. Instead fires wide open down the field to Darian Bowles. Nice read there by Mario Savage. Did not force the ball to Scott King, who's got a tough matchup tonight with Blake Chance, but instead looks down the field and connects with Darian Bowles for a deep shot and a Viper first down. This game, over the first 14 minutes, while it certainly has been dominated by Carolina in the yards and time of possession department, not necessarily on the scoreboard, just a one-possession game. Cleveland is actually now the 5th best pass offense coming into the league, averaging 317.6 yards per game. They are the only team with a losing record in the top 5 of passing offenses. Savage back to pass. Savage sidearm throw. Beautiful pass and catch to Tony Capone. His second catch of the first half. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Let's go. 1st and 10. From West Star, 34 yards.
Split backs in the backfield with Savage, and an in-and-out route nicely done by Darian Bowles. Picks up 5. That was a pretty route for Bowles, and he's got back-to-back catches here on this drive. Darian Bowles this season is 4th on the team with 20 receptions behind King, Bose, and Capone. But he's done good things with them. 214 yards and a couple of touchdowns as well. Darian Bowles averaging 3.8 yards a punt return and 22.6 yards a kickoff return, including a kickoff return touchdown earlier this season. Tony Capone on the reception picks up a few more, and it's 3rd down and 2 at the Carolina 27 as you take a look at the updated quarterback numbers. Houston has jumped out to a 17-0 lead on Orlando. And our last score update was at the end of the first quarter. Santa Fe is on top of Los Angeles 21-10. 2 receivers off the left side, and back to pass is Savage. Savage down the middle. The pass is caught. First down to the 9. That's Tony Capone again. And we're seeing the Cleveland Vipers And Mario Savage showing an ability to find other receivers besides Scott King in a game where Scott King likely is going to be blanketed. Carolina, no doubt, does not want King to go off, as King had 324 yards receiving last week, which was an SFL season record. Bose takes the handoff, and Bose inside the 5 took a big hit from, it looked like, Tony Willis. Bose slow to get up. 2nd down and goal at the 4 for Cleveland. Under 5 minutes to go in a fast-moving first half. Just 7-0. And this is only Cleveland's 4th offensive possession. Out of the eye, Capone bottom of the screen. King top of the screen. And the handoff goes to Bose on a counter, cuts it back, and that's not the way the play was designed. He meets Avery King at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and goal coming up for Cleveland. A look at what this means. This is the fight for the 4th spot in the playoffs. Queen City and NYC are both 3 and 5. And we'll break down the stats further in a moment, as Cleveland with the slight edge on the 2 and 6 teams in the tiebreaker scenarios. But Marcus Allen Bose is dropped in the backfield on a 3rd down and long, or on a 3rd down, and it'll bring up 4th down and long. Braden Gurney with the tackle on the outside. And it'll be a field goal attempt coming up here for Cleveland. Carolina's defense holds. This will be a 23-yard attempt from the right hash mark for the Vipers to try to get on the board. And Cleveland's extra point is good. Cleveland's field goal, beg your pardon, is good. Sorry, I got a message that distracted me. 7-3, Carolina on top of Cleveland. Spurgeon on the return up to the 32-yard line with 3:25 to go in the first half. If you're just joining us, a battle of 2 and 6 teams from David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina. Apologize, we missed Johnny English's updated numbers, but they have looked pretty solid so far today. Although English is tackled in the backfield, nice job by David White. And I tell you what, these safeties for Cleveland are playing the run pretty nicely. Cleveland is taking a risk. They're sending their safeties in run protection, and it has paid off. And off to English. English bounces off a tackle and moves the chains for a first down to the 42-yard line. Another nice run here for Johnny English, and he just throws aside David White. English running with some purpose tonight against his former team. Co-owner Stevie T. Diggs serves as the offensive coordinator for Cleveland. Mario Savage, the quarterback, serves as the defensive coordinator. And co-owner Ronnie Nickens is certainly hoping that the Vipers can get their 3rd straight win. And Johnny English, another strong run up the middle, picks up 7. And Carolina is definitely playing their style of game here in the first half. And we have actually reached the 2-minute warning. Our clock is a bit behind. This is the SFL Network. Hand off to Johnny English, and that's a loss of a yard. 77 yards on 16 carries.
No gain on the play.
Maximo with the tackle.
3rd and 4. Ball at the 48-yard.
3rd down and 4 at the Carolina 48. And a counter for English. Is he going to get there? No. Cleveland's defense comes up with a big stand. That's Espen Real. These linebackers for the Vipers have been excellent this season. Espen Real actually leads the team in tackles with 79. 9 for loss, including a sack. Mateo Maximo, 59 tackles, but he does most of his damage in the backfield. 13 tackles for loss. However, Carolina does successfully run a lot of time off this clock, down to a minute to go in a fast-moving first half. 4th and 5, but the Vipers will have a chance to take the lead just before the break. And from the 19-yard line, Bowles on the return up to the 22.
First and 10. From the Waterbury 19-yard.
Mario Savage out to Scott King, picks up 5. That's only King's second catch of the night, actually, tonight. He has been bottled up, but Mario Savage in the offense still has moved the ball quite efficiently. We're looking into the problem on SFLN 3, or trying to get to the bottom of it for you guys, if there's any problem on the league's end. So hopefully we can resolve that quickly. Hand off to Marcus Allen Bose, and Cleveland playing the end of this first half a little bit more conservatively than I thought they would have. Avery King makes the tackle. Both of these teams seem pretty prepared against one another. Scott King has not been a huge factor. Johnny English has been somewhat of a factor, but Cleveland has done a really nice job making sure he doesn't get open. Mario Savage is going to be sacked. They came with a late blitz and a timeout by Carolina to get the ball back. I don't think I've even seen that player, Campbell, for Carolina all season long, make a play. An exotic play there out of the Skyhawk defense, and Cleveland will have to punt it away, and we've got another defensive war on a nationally televised game here from Raleigh, and Carolina certainly is playing their style in the first half. Savage stepped up in the pocket. I think he was trying to go deep, and it just didn't pan off. Carolina nearly blocked a punt. They had 2 blocked in this building earlier this season. Maurice Spurgeon takes a hit to the side of the face, and both of these teams are hard hitters tonight. Hail Mary formation for Carolina on the final play of the first half. 7-3 Skyhawks. And Monroe looks like he will get this Hail Mary off. Deep ball down the field is way overthrown. Tipped and intercepted. And returned to the 2-yard line. That is, I believe, David White. It is David White, and White has his first interception of the season. That's the end of the first half. Cleveland 3, Carolina 7. Defense reigning in Raleigh. A big second half is coming up after the 2K Sports Halftime Report, which starts right now. Start of the second half. Cleveland will receive the second half kickoff. Again, we've gotten some word that SFL N3's stream is not too good. We're trying to get that resolved, but as of this moment, I don't have a resolution. I can only do so much. First down to the 28 for the Vipers. Marcus Allen thrown back in the backfield, loss of 5. 2nd and 15.
Let's go. 2nd and 15.
Pass to Capone is caught on the outside, so Bose loses 5 to start the second half. Capone gets some of that back. 3rd down and 11, and we're seeing some of the struggles for Cleveland right now with Scott King not being able to go off, and an incredible job so far by the Carolina defensive coordinator Andy Hamilton, who has really locked down Scott King on the outside. Empty set for Savage. Back to pass. Savage in trouble, but got it away. And Chance intercepts it again. Past the 40. Chance 30. Down to the Cleveland 26-yard line. Mario Savage has looked deep down the field to Scott King twice tonight. And twice, Blake Chance has been there to pick him off. The gold cornerback, putting in work. His biggest moment of the year, and Blake Chance is now up to 6 INTs, and he is winning the battle one-on-one, mano-a-mano with Scott King. How about that? Out of the I formation, first down at the Cleveland 26-yard line. Chance now with 2 picks. Monroe's going for it all, and it's caught by Zeli to the 6-yard line. Monroe is playing some really efficient football here. You're just sort of sitting there wondering when it's going to bite them in the butt, because Jamison Monroe has been so turnover prone. Michael Krishna on the eventual tackle, but 1st and goal for Cleveland at the 6. And Carolina will hand it off to Johnny English, and English will pick up 3. 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. All right, still identifying the problems on SFL N3. We're trying to get that fixed for you in a moment. 2nd and goal at the 3. Monroe's going to hand it off to English, and Johnny English is going to score. Touchdown, Carolina. And thanks to Blake Chance, the Skyhawks have built a 13-3 lead as they have won the battle on the outside with Scott King, and that has been the difference so far through 2 quarters and a couple of minutes. It really has. I mean, Carolina's offense has helped themselves by being a little bit more efficient than they normally have. But Cleveland's defense, honestly, has done a pretty decent job on Carolina's offense so far in this ball game. It's just been Scott King not being able to break free of Blake Chance on the outside that has really made the biggest impact. And the extra point is good for Hart, and it's Cleveland 3, Carolina 14, as the Skyhawks build a 2-possession lead here in the second half. Santa Fe and Los Angeles are tied at the half. At 24, Los Angeles found their way back into that game. Should be a good finish on SFLN2. We should have an exciting finish here, as I do not think for a second that the Vipers are going to go away. 1st and 10 of the 26 after the Bulls return. Our next game is Wednesday night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and it's a big battle in the teal. 4-4 Minneapolis at 3-5 OKC. The Renegades just embarrassed on Thursday night, and they've got a huge game as Marcus Allen Bose has a huge hole down the right side. Bose breaks a tackle all the way to the Carolina 33, and Bose now with 63 yards and a better yards per carry average than Johnny English here tonight. Yeah, when in doubt, when you can't get Scott King open, find areas where you can exploit the rest of the Skyhawk defense, and Cleveland does that with that run to Bose. We've seen a good night so far out of Tony Capone, and Darian Bowles has caught a couple of passes as well, and Cleveland is getting creative, trying to mix and match the offense, losing a battle with Scott King on the outside. Handoff to Marcus Allen Bose, no gain at that time on the play. Bobby Law makes the tackle. Another look at the Grey Conference standings. So in tiebreakers, wins and losses against the bottom 5, Cleveland is 2-1, DC is 1-2, and Carolina has not beat a bottom 5 opponent in the Grey Conference. That's why this game is so crucial to the Skyhawks. Savage back to pass, all kinds of time, and Savage goes down. 3rd and long for Cleveland coming up. Champ Gibbs at defensive end on the outside makes a fantastic play. And that's exactly the spark Carolina needed out of their defense. It puts Cleveland outside of field goal range. Five wide receivers for the Vipers with nobody in the middle of the field, and I mean nobody. Back to pass, Savage. We'll see if that's where he goes. Deep down the corner, and it's knocked away by Law again. Bobby Law has had 2 huge defended passes in this game. If he wasn't there, that was a touchdown for Cleveland. And the Carolina defense is playing a really good ball game here tonight. So we'll see if they can down this punt inside the 10, and sliding to make the play at the 4. That's a nice job by Cleveland. Carolina pushed back deep into their own territory, so a lot of football left to be played. And Carolina's not a team that typically can go the length of the field and put points on the board, so we'll see. We'll see.
Let's go. 1st and 10 from North Star, 4-yard line.
Carolina up 11. Blake Chance, certainly the MVP so far of this game. English will take the handoff and won't get much. Pickup of 3. 84 yards on 20 carries. And Bruno Capone was there to make the stop.
Second and 6 from
Under 7 to go in the 3rd quarter. The SFL is presented by Dax Stanson OBS Studios, celebrating our 7th season on the SFL Network on Twitch TV. Johnny English is actually called short of the first down. Nice job by Espen Real to get the stop on English as English approaches 100 yards for the night.
3rd and inches from North Star.
Johnny English has gone over 100 yards just once in his last 3 games. 20 carries for 94 yards and no touchdowns in a loss to Louisville. 15 carries, 81 yards in a loss to OKC. But English has a first down and more past the 25, about the 25.5-yard line. First down, Carolina. And they are starting to flip field position again on Cleveland. English on no handoff, picks up 4.
A pickup of 4 yards on the play. Number 19 with the tackle. Second and 5. Ball at the 30-yard line.
If you're an SFL streamer and you're watching this game right now, please check your Slack. I'd appreciate it. 5:18 to go in the third quarter. 14-3. Carolina on top of Cleveland. 2 backs and 2 receivers. 2nd down and 6. Cleveland is looking for a defensive stand. Trying to turn this game around. Jay Holder's second carry is a good one. The fullback picks up 4. 3rd down and 2 to the 33-yard line. And Jay Holder has provided a nice spark a couple of times here for the Skyhawk offense. Capone, another tackle. 3rd and short for Carolina.
3rd and 2. Ball at the 34-yard line.
And English will take the handoff. English left side. Didn't get it. Espen Real with a big tackle. And Carolina will have to punt the ball away. Excellent tackle by Real in the open field on Johnny English. 4:25 to go in the third. And the Vipers will have to kick it away. If you don't already have your team gear from the SFL shop, get it today. CafePress.com/simulationFL. 4:10 remaining in the third quarter. High snap for the Carolina punter. Bowles is back to return from his 26-yard line. He's got some space out to the 31. Good return from Darian Bowles. Some final scores from some NFL games that finished up while we were on the air. Colts beat the Chargers 26-22. Chiefs beat the Jets 24-3. Eagles beat the Steelers 34-3. And the Rams-Bucks game is delayed 37-32 with 2 minutes to go. They must be having some rain down there in Florida as Marcus Allen Bose is going the wrong way. Lost 5 yards on the reception. Cleveland is just having a tough time getting things moving, and I can't really put my finger on it. There's a free safety for Carolina. I'm telling you, these safeties for Carolina are making some big plays in the backfield tonight. Both teams have gotten more aggressive on defense, and Cleveland at some point is going to have to figure out how to get Scott King involved. Second and 15 at the 26. 2 in the backfield. Savage back to pass. Will Savage look King's way? Hit as he threw. The pass is picked off. Blake Chance again. Blake Chance is taking over this game. He is dominating this game. Savage was hit as he threw, so the pass did not come out clean. But 7 interceptions now for Blake Chance. He's got a hat trick of picks, and Cleveland's offense is sputtering. Maurice Spurgeon has been quiet tonight for Carolina, but it hasn't mattered. And I think they may need to start going away from Blake Chance as David White makes the tackle on English, pickup of 4. Still plenty of time left in this game. We'll see if Carolina can extend the lead to 3 scores, but Cleveland just, you saw Scott King run a little stop route there, and he was double covered. There's just no way to throw the ball. There's just nowhere to throw it to King. English up the middle picks up 5. English now 116 yards and a touchdown. Wow, the Rams and Bucks game is delayed with St. Louis on the Tampa Bay 1-yard line. Is that accurate information? That is a wild box score there as Johnny English takes the handoff on 3rd and short. Blown up for a loss of 3 yards. That was Espen Real again. And Carolina will have to punt. Real is having a brilliant third quarter as Cleveland's defense comes up with another huge stop here in the second half. Espen Real putting his hat in for Defensive Player of the Year, no question. as the kick is away for Carolina. Ball inside the 10, and oh, what is he doing? Horrible special teams there as the down man runs right into the end zone like he's running the 100-meter dash. So 1:49 to go in the third. Still a 2-score game. Cleveland's offense looking for some answers. And the handoff goes to Bose against the blitz. Bose, nice run. That was a really well-designed play there for Cleveland. Picks up 7. And they're definitely going to need Bose here, I think, to set up the pass and keep Carolina honest. Blake Chance, he's not letting anything fly today. Again, we apologize for the difficulties on SFL N3. We're trying to get that corrected as soon as possible. Savage to King! Chance is chasing him down to the 23, and finally Cleveland connects with their main man. It's the first catch for King of over 10 yards tonight. That time, Chance was napping. And just as I said, you got to respect the run game when Marcus Allen Bose is having a solid night as he is. And finally, Scott King gets loose down the field, and Cleveland is in scoring position. Hand off Bose, and he will break off a tackle and pick up a couple. 2nd and 8 at the 21. 52 seconds to go in the third, and I think we may be we may be destined for a frenetic finish again here in Raleigh. But what a great job by Blake Chance, somehow dragging Scott King down from behind. And Savage, deep ball to the end zone, caught by King! Welcome to the game, Scott King, and it's a whole new ball game. King's got a touchdown, and it's a 5-point game. That is the Cleveland offense that we've been seeing. And again, a soft zone by Blake Chance. He lets King go in the open field, and Carolina falls asleep at the wheel on that defensive possession, and Cleveland is back within 5.
Number 9 is back for the point after. Number 7 will hold the kick.
Extra point for the Vipers is up and good.
The extra point is good.
And it's Cleveland 10 at Carolina 14. We got a good ball game heading into the late into the third quarter. And in an effort to be transparent with all league members, I just poked myself in the eye with my own finger. Man down. Hand up, man down, as Mark Jackson would not say. I'm poking myself in the eye, and Carolina shooting themselves in the foot, letting Scott King get open. And with 24 seconds to go and one watery eye from your play-by-play commentator, Carolina's got the ball on the 34-yard line. Holy moly. Don't forget tomorrow's State of the League address. You're not going to want to miss it. 6 Central, 7 Eastern, a 2-hour SFL extravaganza. And you're not going to want to be late either. As Johnny English breaks off a tackle. English in the open field, a man to beat. Trying to cut him off inside the 20 and past the 15 all the way to the 12. Johnny English, 167 yards and 54 of them coming on that run for a Skyhawk first down. All night long, Cleveland has done such a brilliant job of keeping Johnny English contained, and they let him loose on that run. That is the end of the third quarter. Your score, Cleveland 10, Carolina 14. The Skyhawks are in the red zone. This is the SFL Network on Twitch TV. Hand off English. She ain't tired inside the 5 and down to the 1 yard line. The drive of Johnny English, and Johnny English says to his former teammate, "You're a star, I'm a star, I can do it too." Look at Jay Holder with the lead block down the field on Bruno Capone. That is tremendous. First and goal at the 1. Maybe get some more Jay Holder action here from Carolina. Out of the eye for the Skyhawks. And the handoff goes to Johnny, and Johnny walks in. Touchdown, Carolina. And they answer Scott King's score with one of their own. This game started with Jamison Monroe doing a pretty decent job of connecting with receivers down the field. But this second half has been about Johnny English wearing down the Viper defense. And the extra point for Carolina is good. Skyhawks just like that, back up to an 11-point advantage. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at SimulationFL. Subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels at /SimulationFL. And for daily content updates, visit simulationfl.com. Darian Bowles up to the 25-yard line. And Cleveland's got some more work to do. So King gets open on back-to-back plays. Can Carolina make the adjustment? They had Scott King all wrapped up for the longest time. There's a look at Bosa's solid numbers tonight, and he's got fresh legs, 16 carries, 73 yards. And the handoff to Bose, this time not much. Gain of just 1, Bobby Law on the tackle. For Bose, his career high is 176 yards that he got a couple of weeks ago against the Dragons. Each of the last 3 weeks, he's had at least 24 carries. And Cleveland's offense is their newfound balance and their newfound effort to get Scott King the ball has certainly helped them. Back to pass, Savage, deep ball down the field, knocked away and incomplete. Blake Chance on Scott King again. 3rd down and 9, Blake Chance is winning the day. And Savage on 3rd down and 9. All day to throw, and he steps up into a sack. Nick Fargo's 6th of the season, and Carolina is slowly taking over this game, and Cleveland is slowly running out of time. This has been a well-played game by both teams, but right now Blake Chance is just locking down Cleveland. This has been a matchup nightmare tonight. Maurice Spurgeon back to return from his 41-yard line. He's got a lot of room, too, up to the 48. That's where Carolina will take over, and Cleveland needs their defense to stop Johnny English. The post-game show will immediately follow the conclusion of all the games. Apparently Houston and Orlando, we're still trying to get you the conclusion of that one. Handoff around the left side. Johnny English again picks up 9. And Carolina is doing it in a variety of ways. It's not the same play out of Johnny English. It's just multiple ways to get English the football on sweeps, on traps, on just simple handoffs, stretch plays outside. It's been tremendous. Shockscape asks in the chat, do you think you will make it that many years on the SFL, meaning 67? Vin Scully calling his final Dodgers game today. 67 is a long time, but I hope we are certainly around a long time, although I don't think we're going to be able to play all pro. Hopefully there's a better alternative 67 years later. Johnny English has taken over the game in the second half. He's got 195 yards on the ground, and it's a Skyhawk first down. He's approaching his season high of 212 that he got against Santa Fe on August 17th rather. English is winning the second half as he takes the handoff left side. Stevie T. Diggs, who we've not heard much of, he shut down Sean Harrelson pretty good tonight. Only a couple of catches for Harrelson, and Diggs has an interception as well. 2nd and 8 at the 34. Cleveland can't lose hope. There's still 8 minutes to go, and it's just a 2-possession game, but they need to force a punt, a turnover, or force a field goal to keep it close. 3 in the backfield. Jay Holder takes the handoff, and Cleveland was not fooled. Espen Real on another tackle. Down to 7:38 to go in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 8. Two receivers, one to either side. And back to pass. Monroe will fire. Oh, bad pass from Monroe. Looking for Zeli, who was open, but Cleveland missed a golden opportunity to get an interception, potentially a pick six. Just weren't in the right position. And will Carolina punt? Yes, they will. Carolina has elected not to go for the long field goal tonight instead on trusting their defense, and so far it's worked for them. End of the third in Los Angeles, 31-24. Santa Fe outscored LA 7-0 in that third quarter. And we might be the first game to end tonight as Carolina downs at the 5-yard line.
First and 10.
So out of the eye for Cleveland. Looking to try to get something going. Marcus Allen Bosa in trouble. Maurice Spurgeon with a 3-yard loss. A tackle in the backfield. Cleveland just cannot find a rhythm. Every time they turn around, the Skyhawks are making a play. Whether it's Spurgeon, Chance, Fargo, King, Law, they've all stepped up tonight defensively. They have to be careful of not taking a safety. Marcus Allen Bosa another handoff, and I'm surprised they ran it again there. 3rd and 12 coming up. Law on the tackle. I thought for sure Cleveland would run, or Cleveland would pass rather, with under 6.5 to go. We'll see what Savage can do. He's got 4 receivers. Press coverage on the line for Carolina. Back to pass. Savage down the field. Caught by Capone. 1 yard short. Tony Willis and Maurice Spurgeon combine for the tackle. And I think Cleveland has to punt it away again. Boy, that's rough. I mean, that was a great pass to Tony Capone, and he falls just short of the first down line. And the Vipers right now are hanging on by a thread. And the scary thing for Cleveland tonight is if offenses can shut down Scott King. Maurice Spurgeon on a punt return. Maurice Spurgeon, nail, meat coffin, touchdown Carolina. First punt return of the season in the SFL, and Maurice Spurgeon now has a punt and a kickoff return for a score. It's 27-10. Wow, this is going to go in the books as a 52-yard punt return. A phenomenal spin right there. And Maurice Spurgeon gets it done for the Skyhawks. Unbelievable. Carolina has done it with defense and special teams tonight. They have pushed all the right buttons. The extra point is good. And the Skyhawks lead 28-10. Wow. What a play. What a play by Maurice Spurgeon. And from the 10-yard line at Cleveland on the return, Darian Bowles, no such magic. So assuming that Carolina goes to 3-6. Now Cleveland is just a game and a half out of a playoff spot. There could be no teams out of the bottom 5 in the grade to win this week, so it's still conceivable. NYC takes on Louisville on Thursday. They could be in some trouble there, and Queen City takes on Dallas. That's no easy task either. Free play here for Cleveland down the middle. That pass is knocked away. There's just nobody open. Avery King knocks it away. But the Skyhawks would be 3-6. They'd be a half game out of first place. And then next week, a major game against the Queen City Corsairs in Buffalo. And I don't know if you saw the schedule changes, but next week, Sunday's games will be played on Wednesday the 5th. Wednesday's games will be played on Thursday the 6th, and Thursday's games will be played on Saturday the 8th. Got a conflict where the league is not able to broadcast on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday next week. 3 receivers for the Vipers. Handoff goes to Bose. Bose will get the first down to the 36. But Cleveland needs to have a sense of urgency here. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they're only a game and a half out of a playoff spot, but with 3 to go against the top 3 teams in the conference, this could be some serious trouble for the Vipers, and probably is some serious trouble for Cleveland. Maurice Spurgeon just ripped the hearts out. Maurice Spurgeon and Blake Chance, and I tell you what, I know that Carolina is only 3-6, but it's games like tonight where there are 2 gold cornerbacks, one of which returns punts and kicks as one of his abilities. It has paid off for Carolina tonight, and it has resulted in a victory. .452 to go. I understand there's still a lot of time left, but just playing the math as Matthew Lee makes the catch. But what a hit by Spurgeon to hold him shy of the first down. He clocked him. 4 receivers back to pass. Savage caught by Capone on the sideline. If you missed Inside the SFL this morning, you can check out the archives. I was on the broadcast and was on there for a good hour discussing the future of the SFL and what we want to see from all of SFL Nation. We're having bad luck with the advertisements tonight as Savage is 181 yards, but all 3 picks to Blake Chance, obviously. So catch the Inside the SFL program on demand and check them out next week as well. Scott King with the reception out of bounds, pickup of 6 yards to the Carolina 44. This game is not over. It's close to being over, but Cleveland has an opportunity to do the unthinkable. And I'll say this, if anyone can do it, it's Cleveland and Scott King. I know that for a fact. If anyone can throw bombs down the field with success and get Scott King, arguably one of the biggest, most important and influential weapons around the league, down the field late, it's Cleveland. So don't count the chickens just yet. Savage's pass is caught by Bowles. First down to the 39, but once again, King was not open. 4:15 to go. And Savage back to pass. He'll flip it outside, and Marcus Allen picks up 3. 4 minutes to go. Savage is under the gun. 3 receivers. And back to pass. Savage. And Savage's pass is caught. No, incomplete. Capone couldn't hang on. 3rd down and 7. Third down, 7 at the 35. Empty backfield, 5 wide for Savage. He's got a 3rd down and 7 here. Savage back to pass. Ball down the field into triple coverage. And guess who? Savage took a chance and lost. 4th down and 7. And I think if you're Cleveland, you got to go for this here, if you're going to have any shot. Oh, they're going to kick the field goal. Well, it could pay off if they make it, but this is a 52-yard field goal to try to make it a 2-score game. I'm not sure if Cleveland has the leg for this. 52-yarder for the Vipers. Bad snap. The kick is up. And the kick from 52 yards is well short. That was a terrible snap. And Cleveland tries to cut the deficit to 2 scores, but comes up short by about 3 or 4 yards. 3:41 left to play. Looks like Houston and Orlando is back on track. So can anyone give me the time and score updates from the games around the league, just so we can see where this game relates? I'd appreciate that for those in the chat. Out of the eye is Jamison Monroe, and Monroe will hand it off to Johnny English, and English will drag forward for a pickup of 3. 2nd down and 7. English is up to 199.
Second and 6 from your star, 45 yards.
Down to 3:05 to go, 2nd down and 7. There's 1:45 left in the 3rd. Houston is blanking Orlando tonight. What an impressive showing by the Hyenas over on SFLN 3 as Maximo makes the tackle in the backfield, 3rd down and 9. 4:47 to go in the 4th in Los Angeles, so they are just right behind us. .235 left. Cleveland has all 3 timeouts, but there's not much they can do here. 3rd down and long. Monroe is going to go out of the gun. Will he throw for it here? Back to pass. Monroe. Monroe dumps short. Pass is caught. And a gain of just 1. Shan Varner on the catch, and that'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. This is the SFL Network. Cleveland's got 2 minutes left. SFL postgame show will come your way. I think we'll go ahead and take to the postgame show immediately following the conclusion of this game. It would appear that Santa Fe and Houston, at least for now, have things in control. Still a whole other quarter left to be played in Houston, but we'll see where that game is at when we wrap things up here in Carolina.
First and 10 from the water boy, 19-yarder.
Three receivers, two off to the left for Mario Savage, who drops back to pass. He'll fire it out to King. Pick up a 5. And that goes out of bounds and stops the clock with 1:48 to go.
Second and 5 from the water boy, 24-yarder.
It looks like they're finally out of the delay in Tampa in NFL action. Tampa's got the football with time winding down. Savage, free play, lofts it up, and again, Scott King is well defended. And this time it's Ojo making the play down the field.
Neutral zone infraction, number 72, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
But an offside will bring up second down in inches, but Scott King, another opportunity to get open down the field, and he was not open. That was brilliant coverage, second down and short.
Second and inches. Ball at the 9-yard.
Two receivers, one to either side for Cleveland. They're going to drop to 2 and 7, and their playoff hopes take a significant hit with Dallas, Baltimore, and Louisville still on the schedule. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they got to feel pretty good about the way they came out and played tonight. And with their next game against Queen City on the road, a battle of either 3 and 6 teams or 3 and 6 versus 4 and 5. Either way, it's going to be a tiebreaker game. And will be a monster game to start Week 10, Wednesday, October the 5th. Back to pass, deep ball, Scott King's got him beat. Scott King may be gone, and Scott King is gone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Cleveland saying we're not done just yet. Second touchdown of the night for Mr. King. And we'll see how the Cleveland Viper onside kick game will look. Vipers will just kick the routine extra point. No need to go for 2 right now. Wow, Houston has scored another touchdown. They lead 31-0. How about the Hyenas coming out party tonight? That would take Houston to 3 and 6. And they got Sioux Falls at home next week. I don't think the Sparrows want any part of the Hyenas, who lost back-to-back devastating overtime victories over the last 2 weeks, and you almost wonder where Houston would be if they would have won just one of those games. They'd be in the 4 and 5, 4 and 4, 3 and 5 mix with the rest of the Teal Conference. Onside kick for Cleveland, down 11, and the onside kick recovered by Carolina. Cleveland does still have all 3 timeouts, and this game still has the potential to get interesting. Johnny English is still hoping for a 200-yard performance. Wow, Tampa Bay is driving. 3rd and 15 on the LA 20 with 14 seconds to go. 1:28 left in this one, and Johnny English takes the handoff. He gets popped. Timeout. Gain of 4. Be a 42-yard field goal from here, but Cleveland is looking for a stop. give themselves a chance. Likely too little too late, though.
Second and 6.
Two backs in the backfield, 2nd down and 6 for Carolina. Hand off English again. English is going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a half a yard. Another timeout for Cleveland. They've got one remaining. Looking to force a 3 and out and maybe make a miracle happen here. Don't go away just yet. The post-game show with the Santa Fe, Los Angeles, and Orlando, Houston games seemingly wrapped up on the other networks. We'll start immediately following the conclusion of this game. 3rd down, Monroe's going to pass, and Monroe's pass, a wobbler caught by English. He is tackled. Timeout for Cleveland. Now the pass did get Carolina into range of potentially a 49-yard field goal. Will the Skyhawks elect to kick it or punt it away? Tonight so far, yeah, they're going to punt it again. That strategy has worked for Carolina, and there's no way they're messing with a potential missed field goal. They'd rather give Cleveland a long field with no timeouts. LA and Santa Fe about to wrap up on SFLN2. Carolina punts it away. And this punt is actually short of the 10. It rolls on the return to the 14. 1:08 to play. No timeouts for Cleveland. And you can expect some deep shots down the field here on a hope and a prayer for the Vipers to try to keep their season alive.
1st and 10. From the Waterbury, 15-yard.
That punt return was a punch in the mouth. I mean, it just was a dagger in this game. Otherwise, it was close throughout. Free play. That pass, oh boy, almost caught by King, but Chance knocks it away again. There was an offside, so why not if you're Mario Savage?
Neutral zone infraction. Number 92, defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
Let's go. 1st and 5.
First and 5 at the 19. Trips off to the right side. And Savage will drop back the pass. Quick shot to Cone. That's caught, but in the open field. So no huddle here. 1st and 10 at the 28. Savage may think about spiking this football. Down to 52, 51, needs to get it off, and finally spikes it. What took him so long? So 48 seconds remaining. Seven catches for 158 yards and a likely loss for the Vipers. They got bump coverage on King at the top of the screen. Capone is in the slot. Cleveland still got 48 seconds. Back to pass. Savage is going deep to King. The pass is caught. King inside the 40, the Carolina 36. Scott King is pulling some magic here, but down to 35 seconds, likely too late for the Vipers. 31 seconds, and finally the spike with 29 seconds. Wow. So Cleveland just not going anywhere.
2nd and 10.
And they are really trying to make Carolina's staff and players a nervous wreck. Four receivers. Savage back to pass. Savage going deep to King, and it's knocked away by Blake Chance. How many times is this kid going to come up big? You just can't. You just can't. I mean, where's Tony Capone? Where's Darian Bowles? Somebody else has to get open for this Viper offense. Blake Chance is just killing Cleveland as Savage finally has to dump it off over the middle. Nobody was open to Capone, but they're running out of time, down to 16 seconds to go. Got to get up to the line and hurry. Down to 13, down to 12, and a spike with 10 seconds on the clock, and Cleveland has to score on this next play. SFL postgame show is coming up next. Maybe we'll hear from Blake Chance on the postgame. He's been phenomenal tonight. Now 6 interceptions on the season. One last gasp for Cleveland. And a pass short is knocked away by Chance again. Wow. Blake Chance is just ruining the evening for Cleveland. He is all over everything. Down to 7 seconds left. Cleveland has to score with time on the clock if they want to have a shot, which means they got to score here. Out of the gun, 5 receivers. Back to pass. Oh, he just threw a quick out route. That's horrible. Scott King with the catch, but Blake Chance says, I'm going to give it to you. Because there's no way there's going to be any time left on the clock, and Cleveland just simply ran out of time. Now Cleveland is, and well, now this is very interesting here. Now Cleveland is going to try to attempt the field goal, and if 1 second is left on the clock, they would still have a chance. If the clock does not start on the onside kick. Do they have 1 second left? No. The time ran out. And that's the end of the ball game. Cleveland was hoping for some sort of miracle to happen there at the end. Should have kicked the field goal. In hindsight, probably the play earlier. Things just don't work out for Cleveland tonight, and it was all thanks in part to Blake Chance and Johnny English. Final score, Carolina improves to 3-6. Cleveland goes to 2-7, 28-20. Cleveland has 410 yards of offense to Carolina's 349, but it doesn't matter. SFL postgame show is coming up next here on the SFL Network.